Hello! In this video I am going to demonstrate you recently implemented backup restore capabilities for Eclipse Che. As of now, it can backup and then restore Eclipse Che installation, but it doesn't cover user projects. So I have installed Eclipse Che. This is just a regular installation. I have two workspaces and one of them is running. Also, I have added custom TLS certificate. We can see the whole bundle here with custom 4 certificates added into this installation. And also let's check password for keycloak, and we can see that there is some password is set, and let's remember it for now and check after restoring. Now a few words about implementation. We created 2 new custom resource definitions for backup and restore correspondingly to control backupping and restoring in Eclipse Che. Also, we added 2 separate controllers in Che operator to manage backup and restore. This is done to not to interlap with a main Che operator work and do backupping in a separate thread to not to interact in any way with main Che installation. To create a backup of Eclipse Che installation, we have to configure a backup custom resource. In it, we should specify backup server to which data of Eclipse Che installation should be sent, and also the password to encrypt the data of our backup. However, to simplify the configuration for some use cases, Che operator provides ability to create internal backup server inside the same cluster where backups should be stored. Of course, this approach has downsides, that the backup is stored inside the same cluster, but there is possibility to use this simplified configuration. Let's start from it. The simplest backup configuration looks like this and contains only 2 flags. The first one says to start backup process immediately, and the second one instructs Che operator to set up internal backup server, configure custom resource, and auto-generate the password for our backups. So let's apply it. In the same namespace where Eclipse Che is installed. Actually, the backup process takes only a few seconds, and some time also spent to set up pod with the internal backup server and wait until it's ready. So let's check the configuration and the backup status. So here we can see that backup is successfully finished, and also we can see that the operator auto-configured backup custom resource to point to internal backup server, auto-generated the password for backup data encryption, and so on. And now let's harm our Eclipse Che installation. So let's delete some workspace, change configuration of the other one. Let's just rename it. And also let's do something from terminal. For example, let's delete all config maps. And also let's delete the secret with identity provider password. So now let's try to restore our Eclipse Che installation. The simplest restore configuration contains only one field, which says to Che operator just to copy backup server configuration, encryption password, and other data from backup custom resource. Now let's create a command to watch restore custom resource. Let's look only at status. And let's print it every half of the second. Yeah, we don't have this custom resource. Let's create it and watch. So here we have 3 fields. The first one displays a message about restore process. Usually this is just Che is being restored, but if an error happens, detailed error message is displayed here. The second one, stage, describes on which restore phase restore process is now, and state, it contains only 3 values. It's in progress, succeeded, or failed, to quickly check the status of the restore. Restore process takes roughly at the same time as deploying Eclipse Che, so let's wait a bit. So Eclipse Che is restored. Now let's take a look at restored installation. We've got logout, but let's log in again. And we can see that both of the workspaces are here with old configuration. We may try to start a workspace, and we should check whether the data are the same. So let's do this for the identity provider password, and we can see that the strings are the same, and also we can get this custom TLS certificates, and we can see that they are preserved too. Let's wait until workspace is ready. So we can see that our workspace is started and ready, and we have the same Eclipse Che as before. Now let's get rid of old backup restore resources. And the same for the restore. I've created another configuration which stores Eclipse Che backups on AWS S3 server. I've pre-created a separate bucket for the backups. I've created 2 secrets with encryption password and AWS user credentials to access the bucket itself. To create a backup, let's just apply this configuration, and let's check that backup is successful. We can see that it is. So now let's do some harm to our installation. Let's this time just delete both workspaces and return and trigger the restore. I do not change restore configuration. It's the same. It will copy the previous configuration from backup custom resource. So restore is triggered. Let's check its status. So we can see that the configuration is copied and restore is in progress. So while it's in progress, let's take a look at Kubernetes dashboard, and now let's see pods, which pods are creating and how the restore is done. We can see that restore is successfully finished. Let's refresh the page, relog in. And our workspaces are there. Let's try to start. So we can see that the workspace is ready and backup and restore functionality is working. So this is the first iteration on these capabilities. We are definitely going to improve this and add some other useful features. Thank you for watching.